There's no intimacy, there's no relationship there. You know what I mean?
Listen, every time that I look around and I see these two people, it's him being quiet and she yelling and yelling
Yeah,
and
she
yelling.
doesn't have no patience.
But the way she constantly yells at him, I wouldn't even treat a dog like that.
Hey y'all, today we're gonna spill the tea on the wild saga of Michael and Angela from 90 Day Fiancé. After years of drama, Michael has finally had enough and is taking legal action against Angela. With the help of a skilled lawyer, Michael aims to free himself from the chaos and reclaim his independence. What led to this drastic decision, and how will it impact their tumultuous relationship? Stay tuned as we unravel the details and explore what this could mean for their future.
What are you doing here? I told you to get away from me.
I know.
That's not going to work this time. There's your cake, Michael.
You are just saying you
Get your and get out my room.
I bought you go.
I don't want you.
Let me spill the tea about Michael. You know Michael, right? The one who's been that quiet, stoic guy on 90 Day Fiancé, always keeping it cool while Angela's been throwing her tantrums left and right? Well, guess what? All that calmness? It's been masking a storm brewing inside him. For ages, Michael's been the one taking all the heat, getting mocked, manipulated, and humiliated, just to keep that show spicy for viewers. And girl, TLC knew exactly what they were doing. They had Angela playing up the drama, making her even more fiery and downright nasty to him. All for those juicy ratings. They thought they had the perfect formula, Angela being a hot mess, and Michael just taking it. But here's the plot twist. No one saw Michael's done playing the part of the doormat. After yet another season of being made to look like Angela's personal punching bag, he's had enough. The guy they thought was weak and submissive? Oh honey, he's about to flip the script and it's gonna be good. The show's producers had dangled the allure of fame and wealth before him, but instead, he found himself ensnared in a relentless cycle of humiliation and exploitation. His earnings paled in comparison to Angela's, despite his pivotal role in the show's success. To make matters worse, TLC had actively encouraged Angela's aggressive behavior, incentivizing her with bonuses to intensify the drama between them. Behind the scenes, Michael repeatedly reached out to TLC, pleading for fair compensation and a more balanced portrayal of his story. Each time, he was met with hollow promises and patronizing reassurances that it was all just entertainment. But Michael saw through the facade. He knew the show was more than mere entertainment. It was shaping public perception, casting him as nothing more than a pawn in their game. The breaking point came when Michael discovered that TLC had been directly fueling Angela's behavior. A leaked email revealed a producer urging Angela to ramp up her confrontations with Michael, promising her a hefty bonus in return. This email was the smoking gun, confirming Michael's worst suspicions. He was being exploited, and the network was complicit in his mistreatment. Determined to fight back, Michael began searching for a lawyer who could take on both TLC and Angela. He knew the odds were stacked against him. TLC was a powerful network with deep pockets and a seasoned legal team. And Angela was no easy opponent either, with her own team of lawyers and a public persona that could easily sway opinion in her favor. But Michael was resolute. After consulting several law firms, he found a powerhouse attorney known for winning high-profile cases against formidable opponents. This attorney, renowned for his relentless pursuit of justice, saw in Michael a man wronged and committed to righting the injustices he had endured. Without wasting any time, he assembled a team of experts, investigators, media consultants, and financial analysts to build an airtight case against TLC and Angela. Their strategy was clear: prove that TLC had not only exploited Michael for profit, but had also actively encouraged Angela's abusive behavior to boost ratings. They would also argue that Angela had manipulated Michael for her own financial gain, both on and off the show, coercing him into signing contracts that unfairly benefited her. When the lawsuit was filed, it made headlines instantly. The media, which had often painted Michael as a passive participant, now portrayed him in a new light, a man standing up for his rights and demanding justice. Public opinion was divided. Some praised Michael's courage, while others sided with Angela, accusing him of being motivated by greed. TLC's response was swift and combative. They issued a statement denying all allegations, insisting that Michael's portrayal on the show was accurate and that Angela's behavior was entirely her own, not something they had encouraged. They even hinted at a countersuit accusing Michael of defamation and breach of contract. But Michael's legal team was ready. They presented damning evidence, including the leaked email and testimonies from former producers who had witnessed the behind-the-scenes manipulation. They also revealed financial records exposing the pay disparity between Michael and Angela. Despite their equal contributions to the show's success, the case against Angela was equally strong. The legal team demonstrated how she had exploited Michael for her financial gain, not just on the show but in real life, controlling his earnings and preventing him from accessing his rightful share. They provided documents showing how Angela had coerced Michael into signing contracts that left him with almost nothing after she took her cut. As the case unfolded, the balance of power began to shift. TLC, once confident of victory, started to feel the heat as public opinion turned against them. More and more people expressed outrage over Michael's treatment. Angela, once viewed as a fiery personality, now faced backlash for behavior increasingly seen as abusive and manipulative.
Take off my. Now, you know what? You will not. I repeat, you will not. Where my goddamn presence at, bitch? You better get out my Georgia ass face. That's the. I'm gonna be.
Why you doing this? You are just saying you
Get out my room.
Michael, who's put up with what a lot of viewers see as years of Angela's abusive and controlling ways, is finally making big moves to take back his life and end their toxic relationship. Word on the street is that Michael's gone as far as filing a lawsuit against her. It looks like he's trying to get some compensation for all the alleged abuse and to secure his immigration status, especially that green card. Angela, of course, isn't happy about this one bit. She's reportedly scared that if Michael gets his green card, he'll ditch her, and she'll lose the control she's had over him. To fund his legal fight, Michael's turned to the public, setting up a GoFundMe. And guess what? He's already racked up over $40,000. This just shows how much people sympathize with him, especially those who've watched the mess of their relationship play out on TV. Fans have been coming through with donations to help him cover those legal fees. But you know, Angela isn't one to back down. Word is, she's now trying to mess with Michael's plans, pressuring him to drop the lawsuit. This situation is getting messier by the minute. Additionally, she is allegedly trying to gain access to the funds Michael has raised through GoFundMe, possibly seeing it as a way to regain control over him or to undermine his independence. Angela's alleged actions appear to be in line with the behavior that has been criticized by both fans and Michael's supporters. Her attempts to take control of the donations intended for Michael's legal defense highlight the ongoing power struggle between them. However, it seems that Michael is standing firm in his decision to pursue legal action and distance himself from Angela's influence. The situation has garnered significant attention from 90 Day Fiancé fans and the wider public. Many have expressed their support for Michael, praising his determination to stand up to Angela and regain control over his life. The successful fundraising campaign reflects a broader consensus among viewers that Michael deserves the opportunity to live free from Angela's alleged abuse and manipulation. The coming months will be critical in determining the outcome of Michael's legal battle and his efforts to secure his green card. If successful, Michael could finally achieve the independence he has been seeking and put an end to his tumultuous relationship with Angela. However, if Angela continues to interfere, the road ahead may be challenging.
That coming. I don't care what y'all think about me because I know the real mother.
But he's not better than the private investigator, though.
Because
and we can,
you know
we
why?
can
We
all.
didn't have enough time to get it all. This ain't, he ain't had enough time. This is 2 weeks investigation. We're going home. Y'all enjoy. I don't care what y'all think about me because I know the real mother.
But he's not better than the private investigator, though.
Because
and we can,
you know
we
why?
can
We
all.
didn't have enough time to get it all.
Their breakup wasn't just your average drama. It was explosive, packed with accusations and threats flying everywhere. Michael was ready to move on, but Angela? Oh, she wasn't letting go that easy. She came for him hard, launching legal battles left and right, hell-bent on proving he was a cheater, a liar, and a straight-up scammer. Angela's campaign against him was relentless, but Michael had something she didn't: truth and integrity. As the accusations stacked up, Michael wasn't just battling for his reputation. He was fighting for his future. Angela wasn't holding back either. She accused him of everything under the sun: cheating with younger women, scamming her out of cash, and playing with her emotions just to get ahead. She was dead set on the idea that Michael only used her to score a visa to America, planning to ditch her the moment he got what he wanted. The accusations accusations cut deep, and Michael felt the weight of them bearing down on him. Despite all the ups and downs, Michael had once cared deeply for Angela, so watching her go all out to ruin him was downright painful. But Michael wasn't about to let Angela's rage wreck his life.
Does anything tell you that Michael is cheating on Angela in any way?
I've got 160 pages of reports. To answer your question directly, no, there's not.
Okay.
Good.
I don't care. I don't care. You straight talk. What did you in there?
Send me back home.
That's the last time you'll say that.
He knew that if he was going to walk away from this mess with his head held high, he needed to clear his name once and for all. That's when Michael decided it was time to flip the script and take legal action of his own, hitting Angela with a defamation lawsuit. He understood that Angela was coming from a place of anger and pain, but that didn't give her the right to drag his name through the mud with lies. Michael brought in a top-notch legal team, ready to prove his innocence in court. The legal battles stretched out for months, with both sides going hard to make their case. As time went on, Angela's accusations got more elaborate. She started claiming that Michael had a secret life back in Nigeria, full of younger women who were only after his money. She was dead set on the idea that Michael had been scamming her from the jump, using his smooth talk to trick her into sending him money and gifts. But Angela's evidence was shaky at best, mostly hearsay and circumstantial stuff. Still, she was confident that her fiery testimony would be enough to win over the judge.
After an exhaustive study of you, look, I've got a 189-page report. Almost every single thing that's ever been mentioned about you on the internet. It took a staff of about 5 investigators to dig all the information up that we have. So if there's anything that you want to disclose, now would be a great time to do that.
No.
Michael, on the other hand, stayed cool and collected throughout the trial. He knew he had nothing to hide and trusted that the truth would shine through in the end. His legal team worked around the clock to dismantle Angela's claims, presenting solid evidence that completely contradicted her story. They proved that Michael had never been involved in any shady financial dealings, and that the women Angela accused him of cheating with were simply friends or casual acquaintances. Well, the most damning piece of evidence came when Michael's legal team brought in the testimony of Angela's own private investigator. In a desperate move to dig up dirt on Michael, Angela had hired this investigator, hoping to catch him red-handed and finally prove he was the man she believed him to be. But the investigator, a seasoned pro, spent weeks following Michael, interviewing people in his life and digging into his past. What he uncovered was far from what Angela had hoped for. Angela was sure the investigator would dig up something, anything, that would confirm her suspicions. But when the private investigator took the stand, the courtroom was left stunned. Instead of dropping some bombshell against Michael, the investigator testified that Michael was, in fact, innocent.
You know how upset you got me all day? What happened, Michael?
I was just about down the streets. I am my nephew.
You have a lying problem.
How about you go?
I don't want
See.
Michael, I'm going to get you right in the mouth.
You don't have to do all this.
You don't aggravate me. You don't deserve this. You just celebrated your birthday. I've been waiting to get your ass with all this. You're lying.
Daddy, you lying about what?
I'm ready to go home. Let's go ride.
What do you mean that?
You lied again in my
That
face. On your social media. About a picture. I'm ready to go. What are you doing here? I told you get away from me.
I know.
That's not going to work this time. There's your cake, Michael.
Angela's attempts to drag him down had flopped, and it was finally time for him to move on with his life. As Angela stormed out of the courtroom, still hurling accusations and insults, Michael felt a wave of peace wash over him. He had fought hard for this moment, and now it was finally here. His life was his own again, and he was ready to start fresh. With the backing of his friends and family, Michael knew he could leave the past behind and look forward to a brighter future. But even as Michael moved on, Angela's rage was still simmering. She wasn't one to back down easily, and her battle wasn't over yet. In the days that followed, Angela kept the drama going, spreading rumors about Michael and trying to tarnish his reputation however she could. She popped up on talk shows, gave interviews, and even took to social media to vent her frustration with the verdict. But the more she ranted, the clearer it became to people that she was just a bitter, angry woman, struggling to accept her loss. Michael, on the other hand, embraced his newfound freedom with open arms. He dove into projects he'd put on the back burner for years, reconnected with old friends, and even started thinking about new relationships. The trial had been a major turning point for him, a moment when he realized he didn't owe anyone, especially not Angela, any proof of his worth. He had been vindicated, and now he was ready to focus on his own happiness and future. As the months rolled on, Angela's fury gradually faded into the background. The public grew weary of her incessant outbursts, and even her most ardent supporters began to question her motives. Meanwhile, Michael thrived. He was finally free to live his life on his own terms, without Angela's shadow looming over him. And Angela? She was left to confront the reality of her actions and the fallout they had caused. She had tried to tear Michael apart, but in the end, she only managed to tear herself down. Her reputation was in ruins, her credibility in question, and she was left alone, screaming into the void as Michael moved on to a life full of hope and promise. For years, Michael Ellis had been stuck in a relationship that was more about endurance than love. From the moment he met Angela Deem, Michael was captivated by her fiery personality and bold confidence. He believed these traits hid a heart that would truly value the love and loyalty he was ready to give. But as time passed, Michael started to see that his devotion to Angela was being taken for granted. His love was weaponized against him in ways he could never have anticipated. Michael's efforts to show Angela his love were relentless and steadfast. Whether it was through heartfelt words, small gestures of affection, or bending over backward to compromise, he did everything he could to make Angela feel secure in their relationship. He'd wake up early just to call her, fully aware of how much she valued their daily check-ins, even if it meant sacrificing his own sleep. He went out of his way to avoid any situation that could be misconstrued, constantly reassuring Angela that she was the only woman in his life. Despite the distance between them, Michael always made sure Angela knew he was thinking of her, missing her, and planning for a future where they could finally be together. But Angela rarely, if ever, returned these efforts. Instead of meeting Michael's love with warmth, Angela often responded with suspicion and anger. It felt like nothing Michael did was ever enough. If he called too often, Angela labeled him as needy. If he didn't call enough, she accused him of cheating. Even when he tried to surprise her with thoughtful gestures, Angela would twist them into something negative, claiming he was trying to manipulate her. Michael Alessandri, a man who had fought for his freedom and emerged victorious. As he looked to the future, he saw it glowing with possibilities he once thought were beyond his grasp. No longer was he the quiet, compliant man letting Angela dictate his life. He was now a man who had reclaimed his voice, his dignity, and his future. And that, more than anything, was the greatest victory of all. In the end, Michael's triumph wasn't just about winning the court cases. It was about taking back his life, his dignity, and his future. And as he looked toward the future, he knew that no matter what challenges came his way, he was strong enough to tackle them head-on. Michael had weathered the storm, and now he was finally free to bask in the sunshine. Thanks for watching.